actually having a very good conversation about like macroeconomics, which I was genuinely surprised by. And in that conversation, Alex Costa goes, "Hey man, so how many videos do you make a day?" And I was like sometimes 5 or 6, but like usually ranges somewhere between like 6 to 9. He goes, "How the hell do you do that?"
Yeah.
I go into my timeline, and if I click following, I just see your face like 30 times because I'm a half a day behind. You made 30 videos.
Yeah, I have that feeling when I open the app. I'm like, here's 12 videos from Will. He's prolific. It's impressive, man. It's really impressive. I have to tell you too, I rugged you guys. I went ahead and started the stream on YouTube because we were having so much fun. We're technically backstage right now. Welcome to Rise Up After Dark, but I wanted to give him a theme song. I wanted to give Alex an incentive to speed along his content creation and let you know that Rise Up After Dark is viewed all around the world, and even from 30,000 feet in the air. A special hello to Casey Craig, who's joining us in transit. Fly safe, Casey.
Hey.
And thank you for being here. If you're new to the show, we have a lot of fun researching your altcoin picks. They come from the Rise Up Discord server. It's free to join. That's the link. The only thing missing is you. Will, what are you laughing at?
No, it's just the comment. It's the costumes for me.
It's the costumes for me, baby. And so we will begin shortly in just a minute, but I can't start until I give you this wonderful theme song. Thank you very much, Mr. Keith. Welcome to Rise Up After Dark.
There we go. It's so good. Woo! The jingles are good.
It just sets the mood, man. It just sets the mood. And we've got a whole great list. Will, do you maybe want to read off the list real quick and we can get right into it as we wait for Alex to jump on video? Oh,
while Will reads off the list, I'm going to go yell at my kid and then I'll be ready to go.
Yeah, you go yell at that kid. Anyway. See, gentle parenting, no. Forceful gentle parenting, yes. That's fine.
Oh, I hit that on accident, but it kind of worked.
Kind of worked. So the coins that we have, ladies and gentlemen, we have Peak Finance on the board. We have Deep Book.
Deep Book.
We have Cetus. Scallop, don't you dare say Scullop.
Or Scallop.
If you're nowhere near the state of Maine, you do not know the pain of my ears of hearing Scullop for the majority of my life. We have Navi from Navi Protocol. We have Echelon Prime. We have Wormhole and Virtuals, all as altcoins to review tonight, with the idea that we have picked some interesting ones, all of which are potentially worthy to be on your research list. Tonight is different from other After Dark nights because typically we get a bunch of coins from the community and we'll pick a handful in there that we know are decent. Lately, they have been a little bit more on the meme coiny kind of crappy coin sign. So this time you wanted to give you guys some quality. So all of these coins definitely worth taking a look at. There should be some higher grades tonight than previous nights for sure.
Hopefully. Well, I hope so. Oh, hopefully. And look, here's Alex. And if you're seeing us for the first time, that's us. I'm Evan. He's Will. This is Alex. And we are just so happy you're here. Now or in the future. Where do you want to get started with? Who wants to go first?
Let's see. I'm most familiar here with Cetus, Scallop, and Navi.
I was going to say, Will, do you want to maybe start with those just because I know that these are not new for you. You've mentioned these and kind of, lightly called them out as interesting before. Maybe we start there because the other ones I think we're going to kind of trying to do some live initial impressioning.
So let's start with Cetus because Cetus and Navi and Scallop are all related to each other because they are within the SUI ecosystem, right?
So is Deep Book, but we'll get to that one after.
Oh, so is Deep Book.
Okay.
Deep Book.
Deep Book.
And so the reason why I knew, I called out that people should be paying attention at the very least to Cetus and Navi protocol 3 weeks ago, a month ago now at this point, and it was when SUI first started blowing up. And the strategy here that I think is a good thing to kind of base this conversation on is if you start seeing a particular altcoin blowing up in value, like SUI did, and it's a platform crypto. What I mean by a platform crypto is I mean a cryptocurrency that allows for other cryptocurrencies to be built on it. Ethereum is that, Solana is that, Avalanche is that, SUI is that as well. And with the amount of money that was flowing into SUI, yeah, we missed the SUI pump. But you start asking yourself, what's in the SUI ecosystem that's really important and that could catch that money? And Cetus and Navi were two coins that I said, hey, these could be it, because they were both, if I remember correctly, decentralized exchanges within SUI. And I have it up, yes. Cetus is a decentralized exchange, so is Navi protocol. So if you don't know what a decentralized exchange is, just in case you're super new and that's a brand new term to you, it's imagine if Coinbase, a company that has created an exchange you can go to, right? You get to buy your Bitcoin, your Ethereum, your coins, and all that kind of stuff. A decentralized exchange is the exact same thing, just not created by a company. It is accessible to anyone, anywhere in the world, right? And the reason why you might want to be interested in going and using one is you want to get invested into altcoins before they get listed on a Coinbase. And then you have the masses with all their money dive into it. Ideally, you want to front run them, right? So that's why it's good to get on chain. That's why it's good to get on a decentralized exchange. And that decentralized exchanges are things that get adoption amongst their targeted audience, a very, very rare thing in the crypto space, which is why, tying a neat bow on this intro here, when I first said, when you saw SUI popping off in value and a ton of money flowing to it, then you ask yourself the question, what could capture that money? Well, what gets adoption amongst its targeted audience of people who have a lot of money, financial and investing people? Decentralized exchanges. And so when you come onto a site like DeFi Llama, and I know if you're on YouTube or on Twitter, you're not going to see what I'm about to show you, so I apologize. But if you go over to DeFi Llama, and you come to SUI, as we can see, we have SUI right here. You can see that Navi and Cetus right here are number 1 and number 3. And when it comes to the amount of TVL, the TVL is very healthy, and it is growing for both. Over the past month, Cetus has grown 6%, Navi has grown 5%. Those numbers aren't crazy, but these dollar valuations are very, very, very healthy. So immediately out the gate, if we focus on Cetus for right now, we like to see that it is getting fundamental growth and adoption amongst its targeted audience. So I am a fan of Cetus. And then once you look at that, just because something is getting money on chain, it doesn't necessarily mean the price goes up. And so when you pull up Cetus, and I'm pulling it up now, you can see there's growth on it from a TVL standpoint. So this is Cetus. You can see the amount of money is going up and to the right generally. My computer just froze a little bit. So now let's go check out the price, because you don't want to invest in an asset that isn't showing an ability to, go upwards, right? We want number to go up. But since it's getting good adoption, we would imagine that the price is doing very, very well. I happen to know that while this loads, the price has been doing phenomenally recently as people are starting to find out about it. So what this tells me is SUI is getting adoption amongst its targeted audience. That's phenomenal. SUI is within a hot ecosystem. SUI, which is great. And the other thing too is it has shown that it is an asset that has the ability to go up in value. That's 3 checks across the board. It's absolutely something to have on your list. That was supposed to be just a general overview, but I just kind of ran with it, guys. So sorry. I'm
glad you did. I'm really glad you did.
And that's the intro to it. I think Cetus is a very, very strong play. I would look to buy it on a dip if you get one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And also P-Town, I am a Guinness shill. However, I don't have one tonight because I've forgotten to buy some. I will shill the crap out of Guinness.
What does Will sell cars? And I said, yeah, pretty much.
I said, damn, he should.
He should. Hey, that's a huge insult in the sales universe. All right, being called a car salesman.
Hey guys, I just saw that Casey asked to come up, so I'm gonna bring her up because I know she's in an airplane, and I'm sure she'll add something good. But I want to know, Will, from Joe, what wallet do you use to access SUI? What are some options that people can have?
I don't know off the top of my head, but let me find that out for you right now.
And I would say something that was interesting to me from DeFi Llama and seeing that list. We've talked before about this a lot with Base and Aerodrome. If you're paying attention to an ecosystem that's really hot and you have a token you can speculate on the ecosystem, it might be late for that. But there are so many projects at all levels of like capitalization. When we saw that DeFi Llama screenshot, there were like 3 or 4, maybe 5 that were over 150 million TVL. And then there were several that were like under 100 or 100 to 200. And then there were even more that were, like lower cap. And you could really spend 20 minutes looking into all these kind of things. And if SUI is a place like Base that continues to see growth, continues to see use, then it's not a bad move to pay attention there as well, because other people will be. Welcome, Casey Craig.
Hello, Casey.
How are things way up there in the air?
Thank you. I'm not gonna lie, I ate like a couple of Benadryl so I could sleep, so I'm feeling like really funny right now.
Nice. Perfect time to give your so how high is
financially
Bitcoin
advise
going?
us.
Yeah. What meme coin will make us all rich if we put $2 in it?
Hold on, she just needs to order a cocktail really quick.
Yeah, exactly. Well, while she's
No,
doing
sorry,
that,
I was talking to the band.
to the man.
No, we're good. We're in United Polaris. Life is good over here.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, it's my first flight of the day. I left rich.
Nope.
Oh,
We
no.
lost her. We lost her.
I thought
We
we
lost
were
her in
gonna-
the skies.
So cool.
Oh,
But
no.
while we try to get her back, if you want a wallet for SUI, if you like a mobile wallet, the number one mobile wallet is Surf Wallet. Otherwise, you have SUIET, which is SUIET. You have SUI Wallet, pretty straightforward. You have the Ethos Wallet, and then the last one in the top 5, you have a wallet called Nightly, which is newer, but it looks like it has a whole bunch of new features. So if you like mobile, Surf Wallet seems to be yours. Otherwise, you got a bunch of options out there.
Yeah, I've used the SUI wallet is the only one I've used. So I looked it up too, just 'cause I was like, oh yeah, I guess there's probably other options. I am gonna, I think, probably create one of each of these things and give them a little whirl and see if there's any benefit over the SUI wallet for any of these things. But I just use the browser extension. But the SUI wallet has a mobile app as well for both Apple and Android, I believe.
And somebody asked, why not just use Trust Wallet? And Trust Wallet, to my knowledge, supports more chains and tokens than any other wallet. And it does support SUI tokens. So if you like it, do it.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for special individual wallets.
Yeah,
but yes,
frustrating.
Joe, I completely agree.
Frustrating, Joe. Joe says frustrating that I need to add another wallet. I'm want to hear what you think, Alex, beyond this initial stuff. But I'm well met on honestly all these projects, even without looking further. Like as a group, I think they're promising. Individually, they might be promising, but I already like that they're growing projects, getting attention in a growing ecosystem. So I'm pretty well met. What do you think, Al?
Yeah, I don't think I don't want to necessarily add anything. I'm excited to look into more of these. I would just echo what Will said. At this point, the thing that's important to remember is that 2 things can be true at the same time. 1, anything at this stage of the market has the potential to pump for no reason. But don't let, this was actually a talking point that we brought up on Sam's Twitter space on Monday on Simplified. Which was just basically the sentiment. What's the point of doing research when everything basically pumps in alt season? And first of all, not everything pumps.
Correct. Especially in this cycle.
Especially in this cycle. There are more tokens than ever before. They are not all created equal. They will not all pump. But in that same vein, like, when something rips, either for no reason or like Cardano, right? It exploded kind of on the rumor that Charles Hoskinson was going to be a little bit more. Thank you.
Go on, Joe Rogan.
Yeah, among other things.
All of that stuff, right? And nothing about the project fundamentally changed, and it still went and did 90%.
Bananas.
It still is worth it to do at least some research to understand the thing, so that news about the project that you read actually means something to you, because you have some sort of a foundation upon which to judge whether or not that news is good, bad, neutral, pointless, bullish, whatever. And then 2, if you are like me and you're not a day swing trader and you want to look for things that you're comfortable holding through some market tumult, you want to know a little bit more about these things. And like Will said, one of the biggest, most impactful things that you can learn about any of them is to check something like DeFi Llama to get a finger on the pulse of the ebb and flow of money in and out of that ecosystem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So one other thing I want to touch on for Cetus specifically, because a lot of these coins are going to be good. So I want to take a look at the tokenomics as well, because the price could be going up. But if there's an unlock, that's like a 25% unlock happening in 1 month, yikes. So the tokenomics for this coin are very, very good. In terms of allocation, 50% was given to the community, which is nice. 20% is given to the team and advisors, with 14% of that still locked up. 15% was given for liquidity. Another 15% was given to investors. Now, regarding inflation, you have a monthly inflation rate of 4% or an addition of 8 million tokens. It's not too bad. And the total supply isn't going to be out for quite some time.
What's the cliff like on? You said they have to hold how many tokens? The team for how long?
Well, the thing is there isn't going to be a new major unlock. So the linear unlock was for 12 months. That's completed.
Okay. Oh, okay.
There was also a vested amount that was completed as well quite some time ago. So the only thing that's left is the linear unlock for 24 months, which was 72% of the supply that was locked up, and that will be completed in 2026.
Yeah, pretty standard stuff, honestly.
Yeah. And honestly, you kind of want it to be that way.
Yeah. Don't fuck around with it.
Yeah, don't fuck around with it. And then when I take a look at the holders, it's really decentralized. Honestly, it's really, really decentralized. So what that means is that there's a very low risk of like a hack happening or like someone messing up and like a whole bunch of coins hitting the market. So Cetus looks pretty safe from a tokenomic standpoint, from a risk standpoint. It's looking pretty nice. I like it.
Sweet. I dig it. So for anyone just jumping in, that was an overview on Cetus, CETUS, which is...
What a weird name, man.
I know. I saw all sorts of weird spellings in the chat. I saw someone wondering whether we were talking about fetus.
Yeah.
If you didn't hear the overview and you're curious, this full board will be published in Discord when we're done. This entire episode will live on YouTube forever. And we are happy to talk about these things in Discord if you want to do some more information. All of these things, every single thing on this list, I am personally going to be researching more. That's why I kind of nominated most of them myself. So
because you wanted me to work for you, son of a bitch.
Because I want Will to do my homework for me, and this is the best way to trick him into doing it.
Son of a bitch. And I'm doing it for free.
And he's doing it for free.
I want to make that point too. Like, you can be hanging out with us, asking your questions, sharing what you know, doing this for free all the time. Like, we have a morning show, we have a Discord server. The only thing missing is you. I've said it 3 times tonight. I'm going to stop saying it. I'm going to ding myself. By the way, I'm going to ding us with points. I don't know what the points will be for, but I'm going to see who gets the most by the end, and maybe they'll get something.
Well, anyway, I'm ready to grade this one.
I am too.
Let's do it.
I would give it an A-.
Oh man, Will, we're together tonight again. We're on it. We found a wave.
Oh my god, we're on the same wavelength.
We're on the same wavelength. I also would give it an A-. I would definitely spend more time looking. And generally speaking, in SUI, it seems like a good pond to go fishing in.
Yeah,
Alex?
So just with I'm going to give this disclaimer once, and then I won't have to do it again.
Except for all the people who get in.
I already know where you're going.
I know. Evan, give my disclaimer for me. What am I going to say?
You're going to talk about. Don't show your creator tokens here.
Oh no.
Oh.
I mean, yes, always that.
I thought you saw that.
I didn't even see it. Get the fuck out.
Yeah, get the soba dude out of here.
Okay. With all of these things, I'm not feeling like I'm confident enough to give it like a full-blown, A grade, just because I'd like to do some more. But all of these things I have at least taken an initial peek at and been excited enough to go to like phase 2 of my research, whatever the hell I want to call that, plan, guide, structure, process, whatever. And it does take like a pretty good feeling for me to go that far, because I don't have a ton of time. So if I'm going to spend the time, I'm pretty into it. So pretty much all of these things are like already going to start at a B for me. Just because I'm interested, I want to know more. I might be interested in buying if what I learn in phase 2 and 3 of my research plan, which is a full PDF that I have floating around somewhere, is pretty much required. So I'm going to start with a good B+ on this one, because I just enjoy everything that I see about it, and I'm excited to learn more.
Excellent.
All right, you're to B+, A-, it's 2 A-, 1 B+. So
nobody got time for that.
We'll leave it there. Well, let's just kind of knock out Navi too, because I feel like we've already kind of touched on it. So if you weren't here for the very beginning, Navi Protocol, again, you can kind of think of it as like a sister project, if you will, to Cetus. Not that the teams are related to one another, but it is it is another decentralized exchange within SUI. In fact, it is the largest by TVL meaning the total value locked, which is a measurement of the amount of money being put on it, which is a measurement of genuine adoption. Now, I'm going to show you the TVL right now for Navi Protocol. Navi Protocol is at $347.76 million. This is larger than Cetus by roughly $100 million. As you can see, the TVL is showing very strong and stable growth. What is interesting is the price. When you take a look at Cetus, you can see that Cetus is going near parabolic and is at a $213 million market cap. Now, you would think that Navi Protocol would be something larger. It is 1/5 the size at $54 million. Now, its price has shown that it is also willing to go up, but for some reason, and maybe we can uncover while on this live, for some reason, the masses have been choosing Cetus as the investment over Navi, despite Navi Protocol being the #1 decentralized exchange. So that tells me that either Cetus has better marketing or Cetus has better token utility that is driving more demand for the token than what Navi Protocol is. That was one thing we didn't really dive into with Cetus, was what do you exactly use the token for? I know you can use it for staking rewards, but I know there are other incentives there as well from quickly looking at the white paper while Alex was talking. So that to me is the question. What are the tokenomics and the token utility of Navi? And is it really worse than Cetus? Because if not, that tells me that Cetus just has a better marketing team, which
honestly, the tokenomics are mostly the same. I looked up some information on the tokenomics, and it's a very similar thing. It's sort of a linear unlock, slow controlled emission, planned in advance. The team has in advisors, contributors, their tokens are locked for a year. It's a linear unlock. It's pretty standard numbers and stuff. Good liquidity. We're going to see this a lot tonight. We're going to look at, I think Moonwell is on here. We're going to see a lot tonight, these like DeFi protocols that are like businesses inside a building, inside a city, in terms of apps on a protocol, on a bigger network, generating this revenue. But what do they do?
There's that one guy from the 216. Cetus has TikTok influencers, Coach Ty specifically. Well, hey, they didn't even have to pay me because I made a video on them for free. Those bastards, they owe me money.
But it could be that they have more opportunities, more pools, more pairs, more different kinds of DeFi products that you can. That would be my next step in the research. And I honestly, I don't know that I have enough bandwidth to pull both sites up, but I would look through them and just see like What kind of liquidity pools do they offer? Do they have staking? Do they have yield? Can you do loans there? What's their stablecoin volume like? What are people using these platforms to do? And what opportunities are there for me to do something that matches my style? I generally am looking at these protocols for like single asset staking pools. Who's got liquidity, stable rewards? I don't need anything crazy, but I'd like to get something better than Coinbase will give me on an asset I think is going to go up in price. Not too much tax. Not you know what I mean? Like I remember looking at Moonwell again as an example a couple months ago, and just seeing, I felt like they didn't have as many offerings as something even like Aerodrome. So that would be my next step. I'm not going to do it now, but I concur with you that like I have a hunch it's marketing and then it's probably offerings, products.
Yeah, I'm at their token utility page now, and it's pretty damn similar to Cetus. You have governance, staking, and then you can offer it into dynamic liquidity pools. So you can offer it to liquidity pools and earn interest off of that. The token distribution, as you said, Evan, it's pretty much exactly the same. And when I look at the month-over-month inflation, once again, it's about exactly the same. It looks like to be about 4% a month or so. It's almost like one of them or the other kind of copied. Like whichever one was first. Navi was first, so it would have been Cetus in this instance copying Navi protocol. But yeah, that's interesting. So they just aren't putting as much money towards marketing, if that is in fact the case.
Yeah.
Well, which would tell me that there is a potential opportunity to get in on Navi before marketing efforts start pushing for it.
Yeah, but they might never do it. They might fumble the bag. Honestly, there are a lot of founders in the crypto space who have a killer product, awesome tech, and they fumble a marketing bag. They can't talk about it. They have no idea how to reach people and move them to action. And it sucks because their tech is cool.
And Will, in answer to your question, it's the Binance effect.
Oh, Cetus is on Binance?
As of the 6th of November.
That's a big card to play. Honestly, truly.
That is a big card to play. So what's Navi protocol on then? Let me pull up the markets.
Yeah.
Gate.io. Yeah, it's on Super Mexi. Yeah, it's on nothing big. Where does it do most of its volume? Most of its volume is on Gate.io and Bybit. So yeah, it's on small exchanges. So if Navi gets listed on exchanges, now is honestly a pretty damn good time to be scooping it up, in my personal opinion. I've always said if you can get into an altcoin below a $100 million market cap, there's a lot of meat on the bone.
Yeah, and they are trying to be a one-stop liquidity protocol. Shop on the move is what they say. DEX aggregator. So that's a big nut to crack. And they have over 100,000 followers on Twitter, and Cetus has 400,000. You know, they are the leading. They're both very active. They're both highly engaged with their followings, but Cetus has a bigger reach, a louder voice. So could be good if Navi builds a killer product. Could be a Radiant Jupiter situation.
Well, definitely looks like Cetus was spending money on getting listed on exchanges, because that's the only way you get listed that quickly on Binance, OKX, and KuCoin, but their volume on that is small.
Binance is definitely under some scrutiny right now for taking and being hyper extractive to get tokens launched. And right now, the gamble that those tokens are taking with a Binance listing is that if the listing cost is worth the effects of the Binance pump, how much money can they make out of the listing effect? Honestly, if you're holding beforehand, good for you. After the fact, genuinely makes me a little bit nervous, just because those two entities going at it, and by entities I mean Binance, the exchange, who once they list and get that initial trade volume is not hyper incentivized to like care too much because they have so many tokens listed on that platform, and then the team now struggling to keep up with the new token holders after the Binance listing. And this is the point I also made on Simplify the other day. What I don't want to see in a new project that has a lot of stuff to do, has a busy roadmap ahead of them, all that stuff, is to start fighting the battle of trying to keep an army of token holders happy after a parabolic price spike and then a cool off, which can often be hard to recover from price-wise, especially in this type of market. When the pump happens, people tend to then look other places to buy stuff. You have a harder time selling that token to new investors unless you can really prove that you have more and more and more coming. that starts to get into this battle that you're fighting between the marketing team, the listing exchange, the team itself, and the token holders. And focus gets taken less or gets put less and less and less on the actual project itself. And that worries me. So I would put, just personally, because of that, Navi protocol over Cetus, because the exchange stuff worries me a little bit. Not that it's, a curse or any of that kind of stuff. It's just an observation that I've made over the years.
Well, as an investment, I would put Navi over Cetus because you still have the potential of it getting listed on Binance and front running it.
100%.
But like, I'm not too concerned about like there being like a huge pump and then like not being able to get past that, because we're in a bull market. We're in a crazy bull market. And we're gonna have retail coming in to fill that gap, because you just need new liquidity coming in to kind of fill you and get you above that hump. And we're just not at the end right now. We just started the euphoric part of the bull run. So we'll see.
And I'm expecting that when we see people talk sometimes about the waves of liquidity, like everything flows from Bitcoin to altcoins to low cap gems to meme coins, whatever, and sometimes in different splashes and pools. But this is really something that you did get to see several years ago. And then several years before that was this kind of profit taking and reinvesting in smaller market caps. And this is a good kind of pick that would be easy to find and easy to see and easy to purchase, easy to invest in for somebody who's trying to take profits and is savvy like that. They would like
Evan,
it too.
Do you want to give a brief, just because you do it the best, you want to give a brief commercial for where new people who are finding us for the first time?
Oh my gosh!
Meanwhile, while you do the commercial though, as I rug you, A- for Navi protocol.
A-.
A-.
I will go A- because of the pre-exchange potential, and then
exactly
just compared to all the crap I said about Binance.
Yes.
Hell yeah! If you're just seeing us for the first time, welcome. We're so glad that you're here. We share helpful news, commentary, answer your crypto questions Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. Central Standard Time on the Rise Up Morning Show. But tonight's show, Rise Up After Dark, we're live once a week every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Central, 8 Eastern. YouTube, Twitter, wherever you like to watch. Put us on your TV. Put us on your airplane. Oh my gosh, I think Casey requested again, and I think I left her. I'm sorry, Casey. I totally forgot you.
She's asleep. She's on that Benadryl.
And join us in the Discord server because it's free. It's where all of our links live, and you can find us there. We can hang out when we're not on the air. We would love to answer your crypto questions and help you become a more self-sufficient investor, on-chain user, a person who hangs out here, and do, as we say, rise up. So, Will, you're in an uncomfortable position. I will let you read that board. You're like, got the lean back.
So we have Cetus with A-, Navi with an A- also. But on the board here, we have Scallop and Deep Book in the SUI ecosystem. Also, we also have Echelon Prime. We have Virtuals, Wormhole, and Peak Finance. So where do you guys want to go? You want to keep it in SUI? Or you want to move it outside of SUI?
I was gonna say let's finish up with SUI, because I kind of want to separate out just a little bit. I want to do Prime, I think, at the end, unless you guys disagree, just because it is specific and I have a lot more insight into that one.
Yeah, that's fine by me.
But I kind of want to do like a first impressions of Deep, because we have not looked at it yet.
I do too, and I also want to get to Peak Finance because Whoa Damn It is here and suggested it, and I want to say to Casey, because I don't think you've ever joined us on an After Dark format before. The name of the game is we've got picks from folks in the Discord and are kind of walking through specifically with regard to, like, would you pay more attention to it to consider investing in it or using it? What kind of grade would you give it? A to F scale. And just so people can see kind of what we talk about on the morning show, but more focused application on different crypto tokens.
Yeah, I like the format a lot. I think that SUI is a scam personally. So
Do you really?
I have kind of a hot take on my opinion of SUI. I think it's a VC scam. I think there's some attention on it right now. Personally, I think the entire monolithic thesis is a scam aside from Solana. And even
I was like,
Solana, I think has a lot of major issues, but I think that the monolithic thesis is not the way. Personally, I know, again, hot take, but I think that SUI is a VC scam. I think that there's meme volume on it right now, but I don't see any reason why there's real volume. And so my opinion on a lot of these coins is going to be skewed towards my bias of like, nah.
Can you tell us more about what informs your opinion in that direction?
And I'm very curious, did you have that same opinion of Solana before the collapse of Alameda?
Yeah, so I've kind of always thought that monolithic was a scam. Like, there's nobody that can solve the blockchain trilemma on one blockchain. It's not a thing right now. I don't care what anybody says, it's not a thing right now. And so for Solana specifically, like, it's not very decentralized. It's fast. It's scalable. It's kind of scalable. But there's a lot of issues that come up, like a lot of bottlenecks and a lot of things that come in the way of it being able to scale because of that monolithic approach.
And when you say monolithic, can you describe that?
Yeah, can you bring it down to earth a little for the people who have no idea what that means? I know you're up in the air.
No, I get so passionate about this. This is like something I love to debate people on.
And it's a good thing.
It's like in a good way.
Yeah.
It's so like in my opinion, crypto is modular. Crypto is, I keep hearing all the little noises, but crypto is not, again, monolithic, meaning one blockchain that serves all of the purposes, because there is no blockchain that is able to sorry, I'm laughing at the chat. There is no blockchain that is able to be fast, scalable, decentralized, secure, right? All of these things at one time. Yeah. So what we need is blockchains that can talk to each other, but have individual purposes. So, you know, maybe a gaming blockchain does not need to be as decentralized as maybe a finance blockchain, right? Where a finance blockchain needs to be super secure, super decentralized, maybe doesn't need to be quite as fast because that's not the purpose. So I'm really a fan of like use case specific blockchains. And yeah, like the future is multi-chain. The future is not monolithic because right now there is no way to solve that blockchain trilemma crisis. And so I'm super bearish monolithic approach, whether it be, listen, I'm a capitalist, like I'm a massive investor in Solana, but I'm not for it. So no.
See, for me, all I care about is where does the money go? And the culture of that will always go to what is fast and what is cheap. And that is because the money aligns to that, that is always where the market will head towards. Not that it's necessarily right, but as an investor, I like SUI because of that, because it aligns with my personal philosophy on human greed and how that influences all markets, including our market in crypto, and how technology gets developed.
I want to say too, that doesn't mean I'm not trading SUI. Like I'm actively trading SUI. I just don't have a big spot position in SUI is what I mean.
Yeah, gotcha. And the other thing that I would say as well is I like SUI right now. I don't think it has a shot in hell at really being competitive to Solana. Everyone says it's like, oh, this is the next Solana. No, it's not. And here's my take on that. That's why I don't really believe in SUI long term unless it really does something particularly special, is because its differentiator right now is that the coding language is Rust. And that's a much easier language to program in. And that's going to bring a whole bunch of new developers in. Well, guess what? Solana's better in just about every other way. And also Solana has plans to add Rust. And also Solana is going to add Fire Dancer and be way more competitive. So like
Solana already has Rust.
And they also have like a composable code in any language kind of solution. I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah. Now like I like SUI because it has mind share, social share right now. People are talking about it. Money's going on chain. That is enough for me to be interested in its ecosystem, but I don't have to be a long-term believer in it to try to make money off of it.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with everything Casey said too, though, except the monolithic. And I don't want to do it tonight, but it is a very interesting conversation to have to talk about the modular and the monolithic people, just the different thesis about what blockchain infrastructure, what the cities we live in will look like in the future. So think about it, and we'll come back to it later.
Yeah, but I like that hot take.
It's a hot
I agree.
take. It's a good take.
It's an interesting conversation. I would love to dig into more. My personal opinion is that it's theoretically possible, but I think to echo a little bit of Casey's sentiment, perhaps my impression has always been, because we saw this with Multiverse X, my impression of the monolithic claim, which is just in one sentence, like with no technical jargon, that just means it's a blockchain that does everything all in one place. There's a ton of nuance to that conversation. Someone asked about Avalanche being multi-chain. Not really. A lot of nuance there. Polkadot, same thing. Cosmos, same thing. Like there's a bunch that kind of do all of this in slightly different ways. And the thing with the monolithic claim that I've always found is that you can claim it and it might present that way, but so far in my experience, you're lying about something. And that makes me more bearish than just admitting, like the way, for example, the way Polkadot did when it started with delegated proof of authority, just straight up, hey, we are hyper centralized. You do not do anything without our permission. Full stop. It's on the front page of the website. Everybody knew it. You can be in or out. Good for them. Super bullish on that level of transparency. I think that monolithic blockchains are a thing that could be a thing. I have yet to see.
Well, and some argue that they are here. Some people make really compelling arguments that Ethereum with its increasing decentralization, with its incredible security, with its yada yada yada. There are compelling arguments to be made on both sides, such that very smart people have very different opinions, and it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out in the real world.
Yeah. Hey guys, I think it's time to move on to the next altcoin.
Will's trying to get back to his girlfriend. He said, "I'll see you in an hour and a half, baby." And I was like, "Dang, he's setting a soft boundary."
Just gotta let you guys know. I got snuggling to do and a show to watch.
You better believe that if Will looks like that, he's got game to play.
Yeah.
Now,
let's take a quick glance at Deep.
I had Skull up.
I feel like it's mostly the same thing with more SUI talk. I would vote to skip it if you're trying to keep on your time schedule and say I would mostly
let's keep going. Deep book. What is Deep book? I don't know anything about it.
Deep.
Well, as you can see, Will, it's the backbone of SUI DeFi liquidity. Any more brain busters?
Why should I buy it?
I don't know, Will, because it's a cryptocurrency and it's a bull run.
Oh, okay. That's
what are you looking at when you see this website, Alex? Because I've got it up for the TikTok people. Like, what's your first? Is this a first impression for you?
It is. It is absolutely a first impression. I have not looked at this at all.
Okay.
So, Will is about to hear me say this. Evan has heard me say this. I made this video several years ago, and I still do it to this day. For the record, I have this thing in crypto called the wine bottle theory. I don't know jack shit about wine. So if someone ever sends me to the grocery store to buy wine, I go like this and I find a pretty label and that's the one. So my theory is that when people who don't know what they're looking at, retail, are skimming through CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko or whatever, they're going to be immediately attracted to the things that just have aesthetically pleasing tickers, logos, and branding on the homepage of their website. And so that is enough to get me to do the first impression check. And when I saw DeepBook as one of not very many options for DeFi on SUI, I was like, dude, everything about this gives me base vibes and it's clean as hell. And that connection in somebody's head is honestly enough when alt fever is ripping to just make a token do movement for no reason at all. And so for that reason, I was like, I would like to learn more about this. I have not gone any farther than this homepage right now. So that's why we're here, though. Wine bottle theory.
Wine bottle
I feel
theory.
the same way. It's like a what would retail do? Like I have like a WWRD. Like what would retail do? And honestly, like retail is outperforming most of the big brands in crypto right now. Where it's like, with all due respect, like. Fuck your ZK snarks, fuck your fully homomorphic encryption. Like all retail cares about right now is cute dog listed on Coinbase, listed on Binance. Like that's what's working. And so the wine bottle theory is actually a great theory.
Thank you. I'm very proud of it.
I had to give you a point, Casey, because I'm giving you 2 points because you came in real hot earlier and you're dropping good takes.
Also,
Always.
you're literally giving us the 30,000 foot view right now. So that's plain pun. Okay. Let's take it. So I pulled this up too. Let me switch the screen share over to this bad boy.
Okay.
So itty bitty. Will, I don't know if you still have DeFi Llama up, but this is DeepBook's page on DeFi Llama.
Do.
So we're sitting at a crispy little dude. The one thing about crypto is that I look at a number like $31 million. I'm like, peanuts. What is this nonsense?
It is peanuts.
And it's peanuts comparatively, but like, I hate that I'm in a headspace where I look at $30 million sitting somewhere. I'm like, there's no money there. But, you know, by comparison, teeny tiny. So
I don't know if people can see it well on my phone.
One of the first things that I'm going to do as I look up something new is go to DeFi Llama and just see what, if any, data is available for me on this thing. And we actually do have some here. So $31.24 million of TVL, total value locked, which is a measurement of the money in this ecosystem. As the name would imply, DeepBook is a fully on-chain central limit order book and liquidity layer of SUI. So I would want to go to volume, and I'm curious about this. I guess this is just like that's a pretty lengthy dead window. The thing that this is
and for people who don't know, this is like a little over a year of range.
Yeah, and it's just, this kind of makes me think there was like some problems getting data, because nothing on Earth is quite that much of a plateau, but seems to be going up a little bit here. So volume kind of picking up in the last little smidge.
Its price has higher lows, with a low set in on October 28th, a higher low set in on November 5th. Decent price action. Still hasn't made a new high, but it's working on it. I think good things will come for the price of Deep. Market cap of $166 million. Circulating supply, 25% of the supply is currently out. I can't find its vesting schedule. 25.
25.
Okay, 25. So got a lot left to go, but
yeah, but 61% of the token allocation was given to the community, 10%, 11% to investors, 10% to the lab, 10% in the initial airdrop, and 7.5% sitting in other. So I imagine marketing efforts and the like, and liquidity and so on and so forth.
Yeah, dude, I don't know. I think they literally took the brand book from Base when they built this whole.
I'm looking at their Twitter page right now, and that's what I'm thinking too. I'm like, oh, it's base coded.
It is.
I'm on their website, and I hit trade now, and it just opens up a new page. I don't think their website really works.
I saw this this banner up here at the top where, you know, check your eligibility and claim Deep testnet reward token. So to me, yeah, is this token like still in testnet?
Wouldn't surprise me. A lot of people use testnet tokens for points. Like they're trying to solve the distribution problem, and so they need something to track who is a meaningful user. They want to reward the people using their network. It's not uncommon that they'll do something like that.
Something genuinely interesting too, as I look at your screen over there, Evan.
Sorry.
Is just that they're paying for the gold check mark on Twitter.
Yeah, they are.
And
they're paying for the gold check.
46,000 Twitter followers, and they're paying for the gold check. Now, the reason that I say that is just because it's always interesting to me who shells out, because it's like what, $1,000 a month for that check
I think it
mark?
depends on how big you are too. Even I may be wrong on that.
There's a flat rate though, at least, because I've looked at it before. And it's interesting to me when you have a project like Cetus and Navi Protocol that we just looked at. Cetus with 400,000 Twitter followers listed on Binance, like all these things, not paying for the gold check. And I've seen that bite projects in the ass, like when they have to downgrade because they over leverage themselves on paying for the gold check, and then they start to struggle a little bit. So maybe it's just that bull market money, but honestly, when you're teeny tiny and you're like trying to get going and you're spending money on the gold check, it gives me a pink flag.
Here's what I don't like. I don't like their website feels cheap to me, which worries me. Their DeFi Llama when I go on DeFi Llama, I need to see that there's like percentage growth on the monthly chart. We just don't have that information available to us yet. So still I'd be like, okay, I'll keep a look on it. The biggest thing that concerns me is that it's a decentralized exchange in an ecosystem where Cetus and Navi protocol are already pretty well established, have a lot of growth, are continuing to get growth, and are starting to perform well price-wise, which means they'll continue to maintain and grow social share, which leaves less and less and less and less and less of the SUI pie for deep book to get a piece of. So,
and I don't know what their numbers are. Oh, sorry, go ahead. I thought you were done, Will.
Yeah, for me, I just look at this and I go like, okay, that's interesting. It'll be something I keep an eye on. And so that doesn't mean they can't do well, in my opinion. Like Alien Labs on base was something where for a while I was like, I'll keep my eyes on this and see how it grows. And it started performing really, really great. But it was on my, like, I'll keep my eye on that list for months and months with zero growth. And all of a sudden it kind of started to get things cooking. So we'll see. It's just that with Alien Labs in base, it only had one competitor, which is Aerodrome. And in SUI, it has two very large ones. So, you know, double the competition.
Totally. Yeah, I don't know. I've seen order book stuff before, and I don't know. I would ask Joe, if Joe's still floating around in the chat, just if you can think of other instances where order book projects did, or order book DeFi specifically, like, did well. I don't know, like, to me by itself, it's just not quite as exciting. And like I said, if your claim to fame is liquidity providing, I don't know. I think like Will said, this would be like, it's not a hard no. Like I would watch list this thing and just kind of like see what happens and look for more communication. Just because
that's exactly what it is for me too.
Yeah.
I would put it at a B-, just in that like watcher category, and it could flip into the C's, it could flip up to a B. You know, for me, it's a B-.
Yeah, I'd probably be inclined to agree with that. I know too, one of the things that I have compared and contrasted a lot lately is SEI and SUI. Honestly, just started because there was a lot of name confusion with the ticker because they're so similar, even though they're both very different projects. And interestingly, like the first thing that comes into my mind is that SEI is a DeFi-focused ecosystem, and their entire consensus mechanism is based on the mechanics of an order book, and making that like ultra transparent and hyper fast and easily immediately verifiable, which is really interesting. So like in that sense, I'm bullish on, you know, the open order book model, just because the whole point, to make it simpler, the order book is basically just the list of all of the transactions happening in a DeFi ecosystem. And by opening and making that more transparent and easy to verify and check, you're making it harder and harder for things to front run live traders, which is interestingly one of the ways that people use Telegram bots to avoid getting front run. So you kind of remove the need for extra layers if the order book is like open and easily checked and verifiable, because any incoming transaction requests are immediately published there. Everyone can see, and that's how SEI is built as a network. So that part is interesting to me. So if it gets some traction, it could be good, but not enough for me yet. So watch list.
And I'd give it, honestly, I wouldn't even put it on my watch list. I'd let you guys tell me about it. I'd give it a C-. To me, they're releasing tokens to people who use their testnet. It's a dev token. I'll never be a VC. I'll never be early enough to be a dev. I'll be like a third-rate user. There's other stuff. It's like mostly a pass, C-.
I think that that's fair, and especially because at this point, like, unless there was a bunch of, like Will would say, you know, money coming in and action and all that kind of stuff, in this sense, I would probably spend my money on SUI itself over this. But watch list for sure. And Evan, I'll keep you posted.
Thank you very much. I'm going to ding you for that. That's another point for you. Alex, you have 2 points. Will, you have 2 points, and Casey has 2 points. I have 1.
Ew, yeah. All right,
be nice to yourself. Do we finish it out with Skull-Up?
Yes.
Also, everyone, I do not say Skull-Up. I say Scallop. I'm just making fun of my hometown people in Maine. And it's okay, because I'm related to half of them.
If you're just joining us, like Kimberly, the love of my life, then welcome. We are Rise Up After Dark. We are Evan, Alex, Will, and this is Rise Up After Dark. Casey is on and off from in the air, and we're researching altcoin picks from our Discord server, which you can find right here. It's totally free to join. We'd love to have you there. And if you have crypto questions that we miss here in the chat, then please feel free to leave them there as a comment. Let's get to know each other, and we definitely want to help you learn more and learn more with you. So I'm sorry.
Let's do Scallop. Scallop.
Yes.
Now, Scallop. I'll do the background on this one as well, because it is the last coin we will cover in the SUI DeFi ecosystem. Now, Scallop is the leading lending protocol. If you don't know what a lending protocol is, it is where you go and, based on the name of lending, you can go and get a loan. You can also take your assets and loan them out and earn interest off of that, right? It's another way to put your crypto to work to make more money for yourself. And lending protocols are very, very popular across all DeFi protocols. And Scallop is the crypto. The lending protocol is called Scallop Lend. It has $180 million right now in TVL, which is pretty damn good. However, I do not like Scallop. And the reason why is it has to do with my thesis of follow the money. And the money is not going to Scallop right now. Here's Scallop, 53.9 million SUI, as you can see right here, right? So this isn't in dollars, this is in SUI. And as you can see, the amount of SUI being put on Scallop was doing really, really well, but has been on the decline. And that is not what you want to see. Now, if you're in a corrective period, and you see the dollar amount going down, you're like, okay, that's fine. But if the amount of the native token of the ecosystem is going up, that actually shows real strength. However, it is going down. The only reason why the US dollar amount is going up is because the value of each SUI coin has been going up. But the amount of SUI has been going down, which tells me that Scallop Lend is actively losing customers.
Interesting.
Which would tell me that if the price is going up right now, it will not be sustainable. However, I just put my phone away. I'll show you guys the price. When we take a look at the price, we can see that the price is pretty reflective of the loss of customer base. And this is its price over the past year. Let me just get maximum. I think that will be the same. That is the same. So as you can see, the price isn't looking too great. However, this is a higher low. We have a higher relative high from this point here. But based on this chart, I think there's better fish in the sea to go after.
Yeah, I don't like the chart.
And that, to me, is where it would end with Scallop.
Yeah. Will, do you imagine, based on kind of some of the numbers that we were seeing on the first two, on Cetus and Navi, that it's probably bleeding users to head there?
Let me pull them up.
Because that would be my hunch.
So here is, interesting. Navi Protocol's SUI amount is also decreasing since September. And Cetus's SUI amount is also decreasing.
Interesting. Do you think that's just people...
Excuse me while I go and change the grades.
Yeah.
So, curious, you said since...
So where's that money going?
You said since September?
For Navi, it was September. For Cetus, it has been going down since June.
Oh, no.
So I wonder if, because of all of the attention on SUI itself, since around that time-ish, and the constant increase in value there, if people are just holding and dealing with just SUI itself.
That would be my only guess.
Yeah.
Because if I go through DeFi Llama here, is there anything that's really growing?
I know that one of Mert, who is just the ultimate shit poster, but also one of the core devs on the Solana side, and also the CEO of Helios Staking, not to be confused with Helium, although if you do tweet that at him, he might block you. He was talking about just the rate at which Solana is just stealing users from everybody to do their DeFi activity on, and because someone was giving him shit for I forget that SUI was going to take his job, and he wrote a dissertation about it and took a shit on them.
Casey's smart. It's a great dude.
HEDI protocol is a liquid staking protocol. Its SUI amount is growing, but nothing else. Everything else's SUI amount, for the most part, is decreasing. That is not a good sign for the SUI ecosystem.
No, it's not what we like to see. It's not what we like to see. And honestly,
would we like to change our altcoin grades for Navi and Cetus? Because I certainly would.
To be very honest with you, I think that's a super important ingredient that needs to go into the pie.
Yeah. Excuse me while I find my eraser.
Giving you a point for that.
This feels like another good moment to say that, like, at this point in the, like, it is very possible that despite SUI could pump, all of these things could pump. It is possible. This is crypto, and dumb shit rips all the time. But these are all things you want to be aware of if you're trying to build any kind of mid to long-term conviction in anything that you're comfortable, like, you know, holding and then not looking at for a couple weeks. Things you don't need to check the news on, or, you know, rapidly follow social media posts, all that sort of stuff. These are all very important ingredients to keep in mind.
Yep, very, very true.
Okay, so revised
shit
grade
can go flying. So B.
What did we say before? A minus, Will?
Yeah, A minus.
A minus, and I think I might have said B plus. So, yeah. I might even go B minus, but B's fine. I'm with you, man.
Okay, Alex, you good with a B?
For Scallop?
Cetus and Navi.
Oh, Cetus and Navi. I would give Scallop a lower grade.
Yeah. That's why I was confused, because I would as well.
And I think I gave B is good.
Yeah, I give Scallop a C minus.
Well, damn, it says C plus. That's also good. Yeah, Scallop I would also give a C minus. Maybe even a D plus, because I personally am just so not interested in the kind of tokenomics it has.
I just wouldn't touch it at all. The only thing that's saving it from being a D plus is that it is in SUI, and SUI is hot.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, it's cooling off.
Apparently.
Do you guys feel well met on these SUI projects? Do you want to
put those SUI projects to bed?
I do.
Okay. Because I agree.
How about we do Peak next? Because I know Woe Damon is here. Yeah, that was their request, and I think we could check that one out. And I'm happy to give an overview. If maybe, Alex, you could pull up the website or something. That would be very...
What is the URL?
Oh, geez, man.
Oh, geez.
Damn if I know.
Oh, geez, golly.
Oh, come on.
It's okay.
Oh, geez, Rick.
I'll figure it out for you.
I need to put that Peak Finance way up inside your butthole, Morty.
What?
You don't know Rick and Morty?
I don't know pop culture. It's Peak.network.
I know. We're on. I just got to keep it to SpongeBob with you.
Keep it to SpongeBob with me. That's right. Keep it to SpongeBob, Mr. Rogers, and we'll be okay.
And Mr. Rogers.
So Peak is down almost 19% today.
How interesting. And I'll give the just the
way to say that and not sound interested at all, Evan.
Say,
curious about it. How interesting. Yeah, I'm trying to remove that phrase from my vocabulary because it really never adds any value. Peak is a layer 1 blockchain platform designed for DePIN is the story that they're telling, and the machine economy. Okay. The goal is to tokenize real world assets like machines, vehicles, devices, so that they can have decentralized applications interacting with physical infrastructure, robots and stuff like that. It's different modular functions that they claim you'll be able to use with lots of machines, IDs, data verification. It's supposed to be fast and cheap and scalable, beyond 100 transactions per second. That's their claim. Eco-friendly architecture. They've got a lot of check marks. They've been part of MasterCard's Start Path program. So this is a funding initiative to explore DePIN and TradFi relationships. And they have plans. Had plans to launch the mainnet at the end of September, but I can't determine if they are in fact live. I don't know yet what the status of the token is. I'd be looking at other use cases. Some of these that I've heard of, for example, Silencio is a project I have heard about, and it's a DePIN crowdsourcing of noise pollution They use your phone. They have an app that rewards users with tokens for collecting local noise data so they can map it. There are over 360,000 users across 180 countries. And then they have an agriculture app called FarmScent for smart agriculture, peer-to-peer farm produce marketplace. They have over 160,000 farmers across Asia and South America. I would be looking for next, what are the dollar signs to back any of this stuff up? Like, how active are these users? How active is the money that's flowing here? But as far as DPIN projects go, this is a nut somebody's going to have to crack. And I think a real big problem that keeps a lot of this stuff from scaling is it's really hard to put a token with a physical thing. Bitcoin is so great because you don't have to attach it to a bar of gold. If you had, how would you, tokenize a bar of gold? What if somebody picks it up and moves it, replaces it with a gold painted block of lead? You might not know. There are a lot of challenges right now that people are working on solving that will scale in the future. But until that time, I think it's hard for people to do more than speculate on this kind of stuff. So do either of you guys have a look at some more numbers that could give us proof in the pudding or thoughts?
I'm trying to find it, but like my immediate knee-jerk reaction on this is, another layer 1 crypto, which is already an incredibly competitive field. And they know this. So how they're trying to get their money is they're saying, but we're for this hot trend in this cycle. And I've seen this a million times before. You guys have too. Casey has also, where it's like, hey, we're the layer 1 crypto made specifically for this super hot trendy thing. And I immediately just go, bullshit. I'm like, you got to prove it to me. I immediately put them in a pile where it's like a C maximum, because all you're doing is you're just saying, oh yeah, we're going to be this layer 1 specifically for this one super hot thing that's a really hot trend this cycle. And I immediately just think that they're positioning themselves to market well and get a bunch of money and then walk away and never do a single thing on the project, because that's the overwhelming majority of projects that do this at this exact time in the market. 90 to 95% of the time, it's just a bunch of people trying to get your money and run away with it.
I don't disagree.
That's immediately what I put it in. And I haven't been able to find anything yet to like back them up with numbers and stuff. I'm looking, but it's hard with these ones when they're so new. They typically, if they are building, they just don't have a lot out. Well,
and the metrics that they use are difficult to translate. Like they say on their website, we have $1 billion+ of, that's the total value of devices on their network. But how are they valuing that? Do they have like miners and validators? Is it like BlockDAG where you got to pay $1,000 to get their device and 1,000 people have it, so it's $1 million?
They have a huge social presence.
I do think it's the kind of solution that if they have numbers like that and their story is big and there's actual meaningful attention, it's the kind of thing that maybe somebody would use, earn some tokens from. Like signing up for the Solana phone is a play for somebody to get other tokens. It's not that you're going to buy the peak token, maybe, but maybe you're going to, be an early adopter of something like Helium because you're interested in it and it's easy for you. And so you're going to be one of those first people who will earn the tokens. And I think this is just a bad incentive usually. Like when you're using your token to pay people for using your devices, I don't think the incentive structure usually falls apart like a house of cards. So if you're early though, and you can help contribute to data and build a network, build your on-chain reputation, there's a low cost and low risk way that you can earn some tokens that are worth, thousands of dollars. If you're into that. I don't like to buy things from these people, like they're miners, they're, whatever.
No.
Sometimes there are ways you can participate without it, but I'm with you, Will. Otherwise, I wouldn't buy this token because I don't use the network. And one day it will be a good solution for users of a network to own the network by owning tokens. I just don't think it's going to look like this. I wouldn't look further.
Yeah, if you're trying to find the home for DPIN, it's probably going to be your Solana or a scalable solution on Ethereum.
Are you a monolithic blockchain person? Because you kind of picked on the whole modular narrative. You're talking about, I don't like specific use case blockchains. Are you a monolithic person?
Yeah, for sure. It's just that I don't think anybody really cares about decentralization. All people care about is if it's fast, cheap, and easy to use. It's all people care about. Decentralization does not matter, even though it should. It doesn't. It does. It's decentralization is the nice fantasy world that we all want when you write out a theory, and then what ends up happening is you get the version that fits the market, and the market is manipulated by greed and capitalism, which are not inherently bad, if they have with the proper checks in place, greed and capitalism can be a very, very, very good thing. So I don't want to make it seem like I'm not a capitalist here. Very much so am. But that's just how it goes. I equate it to a historical example where English locomotive engineers were really, really pissed off at Americans because they continuously made the most efficient steam engines for their railroads. And they're like, America, you have so many miles of rail. You're wasting all this money on coal. Like, you could have such a more efficient engine. And Americans just looked at them and said, we go fast. We like fast engine good. And then those are the only engines we bought. And that's why the American locomotive industry erupted and overtook the British locomotive industry, because we were like, fuck that. We ain't trying to save no coal. Fuck you, you Brits. We're going to throw more tea in the harbor. And we said fast good. And that's exactly what's happening now in the blockchain space. America has the money. American culture says fast good. So monolithic is what the market wants. Monolithic is what the market gets.
Interesting. Very interesting. I do want to point out that Wodamon, who suggested this project, said it's only 1 day old, guys. So I guess
it's only 1 day. I guess we jumped on it. I will shit on a 1 day old crypto so hard. I've been hurt too many times.
Yeah, I mean, you could make money on this or enjoy it, but I just don't. It's not for me. I say it with conviction.
The things that this reminds me of, that gives me pause. Honestly, without even saying anything about the quality of the project, because to Will's point, and to Josh, I think it was scrolling. Yes, Josh in the comments. Decentralization as a concept and idea, something I am obsessed with and incredibly interested in, and have several very strong opinions about. So quick bumper sticker definition: decentralization is just basically the idea of spreading out control and decision making to multiple points rather than a single central point of control. Whether that means delegating, voting and governance rights to many individuals or organizations spread out, across an ecosystem, versus putting everything in the hands of like one person to decide yay or nay, whatever. And it's a spectrum. It is not absolute. Things can be at different places on the spectrum. And often what you'll see is that with things that focus on decentralization above all else, they are not necessarily the best investments, even though I personally believe they are hyper important institutions and pieces of technology. The ultimate decentralization, right? The idea of a DAO is not meant to make a bunch of millionaires. It's meant to make something like your farmer's market equitable for everybody and fair and legitimate, or your public library or something like that. And we monetize them heavily and we ruin them. So bearish. This kind of thing, I would agree with Evan, what you said. Your analysis just sort of, what was the project? Early, oh God, what the hell was it called? What was Helium? Sorry.
Helium. Okay. Yeah.
What you had there was a system that used a token to technically do something that people didn't really care about. What they wanted to do was acquire it. What they thought they could do by getting the miner, which you could get the miner and you could earn the token. The problem is that they sold a shitload of miners, and then everyone started earning the token, and the only thing anybody wanted to do with that token was sell it to somebody else. And so you had speculators buying it, and they were the only ones, and they only bought it to speculate. And so that is a house of cards that will crumble and fall. That is quite literally the definition of a Ponzi scheme. So I would definitely ask myself, no matter how cool the project is, no matter how good it is, no matter what they're doing, no matter how much it's helping people, whatever, does it actually need a token? And you will find that the answer, way more often than not, to that question, is no.
Unequivocally, no.
Unequivocally, no.
I'm giving you 2 dings for that, Alex. You get 2 points for that answer.
Thank you. I just, 2 things can be true about a project like this for me at the same time. 1, cool as shit. 2, 0 interest in the cryptocurrency itself.
So what's your grade? Give me the grade, man. Give me the grade.
No.
I have a hard time grading this other than just like a frowny face, because like I don't want to give it a grade because it is day one, but like immediately I just look at it, I'm just like,
I would be curious to hear updates from someone else later about how it's going.
Yeah,
I will spend
zero time on it.
Yeah, it's a pass.
Whatsoever.
It's a pass. Yeah, that's fine. It's a pass. It's a frown. It's a no. Not because we hate it. We wish them well. We hope they do great things.
But I would tell someone, like, if I understood what it was doing better, and I will learn more about it for that reason, because I can think of several people in my life that I would tell about this kind of tech to. I would recommend the use of the tech or the network to people who could use it to enrich themselves or their lives or make their job or day or whatever better. But I would not advise them to buy the cryptocurrency.
I suspect Wodamit might really enjoy learning about contributing to participating in something like this. She mentioned she was part of the agriculture initiative. I think that probably is a great fit for someone like her, you know, not to have to spend any money and just learn and do and explore.
Yes.
Maybe something that's might be an A for you. But yeah. Will, how are we ever going to get to the rest of these tokens before you got to go back to your sweetheart?
Well, she's just going to have to wait a little bit longer.
Oh my
Sorry, baby.
Gosh, Violet. I'm buzzing your boy.
Internet friends win out.
Your internet friends win out.
Oh my God. I can't believe it. Okay, what tokens do we have left on the board?
Well, wormhole, or virtuals will do next.
Okay.
I know nothing about them. I'm ever so slightly more familiar with wormhole because that one's been brought up to me, but I don't remember what it is.
Why don't we do wormhole really quick, just because it's older, it's more established as a thing. We just hadn't graded it, and I do at least want to kind of touch on it and put it on the list. And then we could do virtuals, because I honestly I think it has a token, but I was just like, okay, this is the thing. I hear this subject being trendy. That's AI agents, and then we'll end with Prime. I see some love for Prime in the chat. I love Prime, and I'm excited to talk about it. So, where is my tab for?
What's the first one called? I got then virtual.
Well, I would look at wormhole. I would
wormhole.
I look at the price immediately and I go, oh, okay, next crypto.
Is it so? Okay, I have not looked at the price at all. Is it bad?
It's not great.
Is this a token for using the bridge?
Yeah.
Like, have they got a token now?
This is W.
Yeah.
Go ahead, tell people about it, what it does.
Are you talking to me?
No,
I was talking to Alex.
Because I can tell you about wormhole. I don't know about the token, but I know about wormhole. It's a cross-chain interoperability thing. It is a bet against the monolithic blockchain thesis. It says there are many blockchains, they exist, we should help them talk to each other. They have stuff like bridges. They launched in 2020 with a Solana ETH bridge. It supports over 30 blockchains now, including Binance Smart Chain, Polygon, Avalanche, you name it. It lets users move tokens and non-fungible tokens between the different blockchains. So if I've got some USDC on Solana and I want to turn it into ETH on Base, it'll facilitate that transaction. It'll send it to someone else's wallet, like Alex. So it makes payments easier. It makes liquidity higher. Accessibility is better. And I think they've been doing points and stuff to distribute maybe leading up to this airdrop. Is this token new? I can't read the chart, Will, that you have. How new is it?
No, it came out in April.
Oh, then I bet it's probably venture backed. It's definitely a venture backed product. They raised $225 million in funding, so they had some people when the token came on the market. It looks like who were ready to sell it, get some money back. And if they're going to drop tokens to users, maybe it'll come back up again, because this is I don't know how they're monetizing and where their revenue comes from aside from fees and how much they generate, but this could be, because Wormhole is a great product. I use it. Many people use it.
I've used it before.
They really could be. I don't know. There could be a reason to get it and ride it somewhere. I don't know, though. I really don't know what the token is worth and what the company is worth realistically, because it's raised so much money that it has a bloated valuation. So it's entering a period of price and value discovery, I think.
For me, it is too big of a market cap with too poor of a price performance for me to be interested in, unless I start to see a higher low.
Can you give us the numbers, Will? Because I think I might agree with you.
So the market cap is 674 million.
It launched at $2.5 billion, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it. It looks like it. The circulating supply is, let's see, 2.7 billion of the 10 billion are released. So I wonder what the inflation is. Wormhole tokenomics.
Oh my
If the inflation is low, there is a chance it could come back. If inflation is high,
I hate the tokenomics. I hate the tokenomics.
Yeah, let's see. I'm pulling up token unlocks now.
That means though that over however long they're going to bring 5 times their supply, unless I got the numbers wrong, onto the market. Yes. That's a lot to absorb. I would not want to hold this token right now if I ever bought it.
This is one of those things
want to either.
That
it's a great product.
Just kind of makes me, it makes me sad inside because
it makes me sad.
Me too.
Me too. Wormhole is so cool, and
so
it's all of us have used it, and the token is good. Like, it's good at what it does, but it's not a good investment, more than likely.
Yes, I would agree. The month-over-month inflation isn't bad, but there is a cliff where it increases by 50%. On February 2025. So even if it does start to pick up a little bit of pace, it'll immediately get slammed, immediately get punched right in the face on February.
Yeah, this is the thing with like really, really utilitarian tokens, because the teams fight a losing battle with these things. You need people to get their hands on it and use it for its purpose, which means that you have to have bad tokenomics. And I'm sorry, I will die on that hill. That is just a problem with cryptocurrency, especially when it is utility driven in not necessarily a heavily financeable way. DeFi, I think, is one of the exceptions. Gaming, I think, is one of the exceptions. This is probably not. And that does make me sad inside, because I want good things for Wormhole as a project, as an entity. But like, I kind of wish the token didn't exist, to be honest.
Yeah, I would give it, a D minus probably.
I have a hard time giving it a D just because it is a good solution, but as far as an investment is concerned, it's just a D plus. I'll give him the plus. Give him the whoa now, Evan.
What you got, Alex?
Yeah, I would have to be obnoxious and give it 2 grades. I mean, as a product, Wormhole is an A for me, but as an investment, I'm so not interested. So the token gets a pass, but like, I'm gonna keep using Wormhole when I need to.
Excellent.
Oh wait, I marked it in the wrong spot.
Oh no. Oh, Alex, are you going to pull up virtuals and give the overview on that while I give a quick transition to say, hey, Toxic Wolf, so glad your wife is watching the show, or that she might even consider spending her time trying to learn about crypto. If you're somebody who's new and we're talking past you, I'm so sorry. We really strive to talk to people at all levels of experience. You're hearing a lot about crypto, maybe for the first time. You want to learn more. The best way to do it is to come back to this show and connect with us in the morning. Connect with us in the Discord. The riseupmorningshow.com has all of our links, all our times, and discord.gg/riseup is where like the hub for our community lives. You can come in and hang out. If you just want to tune into the show, the morning show might be a better place where we tend to slow things down a little more and unpack some stuff, but we don't want to leave you behind. We hope you keep coming back, and that you'll make this a place you share what you know, learn and grow with others, because it needs you. We all have to be here and do this together.
Well, now that Wormhole got that D, now I guess we do virtuals, right? The Wormhole got a D. Anyway, yeah. Do.
D jokes. Our poor audience.
Oh, yeah. They love it.
Andy asks if he can get a peek at our portfolios, and I'll tell you right now, mine is real easy.
Kind of boring.
It is Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Avalanche, USDC.
I have Bitcoin and Aerodrome.
Wow. Yeah, that's really boring. I have basically the same stuff as Alex, but a couple different things. I have some Ondo in there and some Jupiter.
And that's it.
That's it.
That's all she wrote.
And that's it.
That's it. We're boring.
Okay. So this, again, just like DeepBook, I have not gone any farther than this homepage. I've read nothing. I saw it on CoinGecko and I was like, interesting. And then I saw the phrase AI agent, and all I know is that I've seen people on Twitter yapping about AI agents. So I was like, I don't know if this is even one of them that people have been talking about, but I was like, let's take a look.
You brought me an AI agent coin.
Let's toss it on
Yeah,
the list.
Will's going to rip this thing apart.
I hate you.
I brought it specifically for Will.
I hate you so much.
Every time I see AI nonsense, I'm like, what does Will think of this?
Ooh, by the way, there is a coin we need to talk about next week called Grass, by the way.
Oh, Grass. We've had a lot of people talk about it.
It's an AI coin I don't hate because it's not AI.
That's high praise.
It's very high praise.
Okay, so I'm already kind of bearish on this website. I'm not going to lie.
The website's not great.
It doesn't look...
It looks like a meme coin, but like not a good one.
Yeah. Not exactly. It looks like
a meme coin and not a good one.
So MMG Crypto says that it's like pump.fun for AI agents.
Oh my God. And is there what I mean, you know.
Okay, but pump.fun, and I say this with all the love in the world, is a project being run by a literal rat on meth. And that thing made like what $250 million in like 30 minutes. So
Alex, what if he watches the show, man?
Wait,
I hope he does.
Hang on,
it's too slow,
guys. Guys, we got waifus on the page.
My God.
We have waifus. I'm in. I'm bullish. Look at her with her little wave. Yeah.
I'm buzzing the waifus. I can't believe it. I mean, you're right, Alex. It could be great. What is there proof in the pudding? Do they have actual volume?
I have no clue. Let's we got to look. Okay, wait, let me get off this homepage. I don't know, but there's also like, okay, so we create the things. Cause see, like
they speak and move in 3D spaces. I'm getting metaverse vibes.
We have proof of concept with this though, don't we? Dude, these are wild gifts coming through. Who's
gifting? What do you mean? Where?
Thank you so much. Why doesn't it tell me the name of?
Oh, did you? Oh, I see the galaxy. Yeah, that's Aaliyah.
Oh, holy shit.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you so much.
I wish we could connect our gift display over to YouTube because it really is so cool when somebody puts a mustache on your face or sends you a bunch of stars or something like that. Like this little heart. I bet everybody on YouTube just thinks we're totally nuts whenever we go like, TikTok's got us trained. Thank you very much.
Awesome.
Yeah, I don't like this website. They act and interact with the environment. I don't know.
You know what I'm thinking of, Evan?
If it was a degen play, make it easier for me to gamble. Like there's too much static. They're trying to sell it as something like groundbreaking and revolutionary, and that just makes me think they think I'm stupid, and I'm not.
You know, all I can think of is the Alethea AI, like the AI agent. You know, putting an AI brain inside of your NFT. You know, like that kind of that play that was AI.
But they kind of moved on from that concept.
No, right, that's my point. And who invested in that? Mark Cuban was big in Alethea, and we've all moved on from that.
It had a ton of attention.
So I'm really curious as to why this is becoming a thing again, because that was the first thing I thought when I saw this. Was like, wait, this is like Alethea, but for anime nerds.
They're trying to bring it to life because it is a really good concept. I don't know if it needs a crypto token. It needs to use tokens as an effective AI agent, but I don't know.
Look at that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
I would be scared away. I wouldn't buy that chart. I'd wait for it to come down. What do the numbers look like, Will?
He's doing TA right now. That's
he is,
technical analysis.
Are you talking, Will? Will, we lost your voice, Will.
William.
He's doing TA wizardry. While Will is wizarding his phone, let me tell you that the...
Oh, wait. I muted myself by accident.
Oh, there you go.
Hey, it works.
Okay.
My microphone works. Hey, guys,
dude,
look at that. But
anyway, your TA wizardry. Now that your voice is
my
back.
TA wizardry was that kind of price action that like super jaggedy very quickly. It's price manipulation. Like this coin is being manipulated. I wouldn't touch it with a silver. I wouldn't touch it with a 12-foot stick. You're just gonna get liquidated. There's someone or a couple whales here who are really just having a fun time, making money, turning people into exit liquidity. That's it.
Yeah, honestly, I'd give it an F. I'd give it an F. I wouldn't.
Yeah, I'd give it an Alex. No. It's my no.
Yeah. She said. If you've got a grade for Virtuals, the token we just reviewed, leave it in the chat. Let us know what you're thinking. And our last token for the night is did I write it down? Priva?
Echelon Prime.
I rugged myself with my own handwriting. Yikes. Sorry.
1 point. 1 point for rugging myself.
I'm way behind.
Bad handwriting. 1 point.
I had to do something.
The rules are made up and the points don't matter. Everybody remember that.
That's exactly right. And at the end of the show, I'll tally them up and somebody will win a fabulous prize.
Ooh.
Or not. So,
you want to buy me a soundboard?
Yeah, exactly. Prime. Echelon Prime. Is
All
it
right,
a
Alex,
transformer?
you know about Prime, so
yes.
Tell us about it.
Prime is the token of the parallel universe, and Parallel is fucking awesome. So this is a game. Parallel is a Web3 game. It is not a TCG, but it really has mega TCG vibes.
A trading card game for the uninitiated.
Sorry. Thank you, Evan.
You're welcome.
Yes, like the Pokemons.
Like the Pokemons, like the Magics. There are actually a number of different games in the Web3 gaming sphere that are kind of TCG-esque as they evolve. Gods Unchained is one of the first, one of my favorites, the one I have probably played the most. You've got Parallel here, and upcoming is something I am so excited about called Wildcard, which I am working very hard on getting the Bettners on this show because that would be fucking amazing. But Parallel is cool as shit, and the token I put on here just because they've recently had some pretty interesting news, and that is that the team allocations have been committed to lock up for the next 10 years as of like yesterday or the day before. And
that's pretty bullish.
The founders and the team are so active on social media. I've been in Twitter spaces with them, courtesy of Sam on Simplified and Gamified. I am telling you, literally buy nothing. Go give this game a try. It is so fucking cool. If you are into gaming.
Wow.
Prime is dope. Parallel is dope. And I am, just for the record, I am generally not excited about tokens in games, but I started paying closer attention to Prime when the team was like, fuck it, we ball 10 years.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay, you deserve, this token deserves a look because of this. So I'm curious if anyone has it. Someone
in the TikTok chat said, OMG, you're talking about Prime. And I assume they were a holder. So
yeah,
that's Xavier Burkett. And they said, any predictions? No price. They didn't say price, but you know.
Yeah, no price predictions. But holy shit, I mean,
this got to a massive valuation back in March.
Listen, I'm telling you, like, there are not a lot of games with as much excitement or as much just like strength around them as Parallel.
Okay, but what's the valuation? Because that's going to change my opinion.
Yeah, I have no idea.
437 million.
And that's 100% at 437? Wow. Okay. Yeah. So that's like, hang on. How big is
the circulating supply is at roughly 45%. We have about an inflation rate of about 4% a month.
I'm just trying to look up information on where this size of a game compares with other, Grand Theft Auto. Because that's what I'm going to determine. Almost certainly when there's a huge valuation like that, we see a chart like Wormhole. The token becomes unlocked or available for the market, and the people who hold it dump it. It's super bullish that the founders agreed to lock theirs up for 10 years because it means they can't dump. Many tokens have been plagued by supply coming onto the market and people who have it selling it and just never coming back, and nobody comes in to replace them. I don't know.
I
would pay more attention.
I I would go and check out the game. I would need to like really talk to the team to get bullish about investing in the token, but I have a hard time investing in an individual game token.
Me too.
I just have a hard time doing that.
Me too. I really truly do. I am constantly the voice on Simplified that is just like ecosystems.
But this is an ecosystem.
Kinda.
Would this could Parallel compare to like a blockchain version of Nintendo, or is it more like an EA? Like, is it a platform? Is it a studio? Is it hosting all those things? Am I understanding it? You know,
for the Parallel universe is kind of my understanding. Yes.
Okay. Because I mean,
here, let me switch this up to the Parallel View website here.
I would definitely want to participate and play and earn stuff if it was fun and cool for me. I am so bullish on the Bettners leadership. They have an incredible track record that no.
This is not the Bettners.
Oh,
that's wild card. The Bettners are wild card.
See, I don't know, man. I'm sorry.
Don't worry.
I rely on you for this, Alex.
I know. The Bettners are wild card. Wild card is also incredible.
I will learn.
Wild card is not tokened. Other things in that game are tokenized, and I don't know. The bet. That's a whole separate thing. I want to do a wild card thing, but I really want to get Paul and Katie on to talk about that. I want to do it justice. I want to get Sam on to talk about it because they've got early access. I haven't gotten to play wild card yet, but I've watched early gameplay.
Yeah, and I'm bearish on the way game tokens have performed generally. I've seen it a lot. I'm with you, Will, on that. So I don't know. It gives me Illuvium vibes until proven otherwise. It's a PUPO. Well, you missed PUPO this morning. It's the new acronym that stands for Ponzi until proven otherwise.
Ponzi.
Obviously, they're building a legitimate company, but the token, I need to see some proof in the pudding. It's a PUPO.
It's a PUPO.
Yep. And wow, the thought just fell straight out of my head. What did you say right before you explained
before it's a PUPO?
PUPO?
Yeah.
That it's
individual gaming tokens.
Something I'm bearish on.
Perform. Gaming is not a
you said
right
Illuvium vibes. Illuvium is one of those drama-ridden gaming projects, and if you want a just perfect overview of it, I will put the video in Discord. Sam Stefanina, who I am so bullish on as a creator and as just as a person, he's like the one person who genuinely could give Evan a run for his money as far as like show host goes, and all around good person. Nobody can take the throne from Evan, but Sam can give him a run for his money. Sam will make Evan work a little bit, and he did an interview, a really like good, hard hitting, uncomfortable interview with the founder of Illuvium, going through all of the like drama ridden stuff. It's very, very good.
Okay, are you ready to grade this thing? Because I'm ready to give it a grade. And Whoa Damn It over on YouTube said that she loves the locked in team, and we give it an A+. But I got to give it a C, because for me it's I'm not going to pay more attention until there's more happening. I won't be sad to miss it. It's cool as hell. I'll be rooting for them the whole time. But I think
a fair disclaimer for that too, Evan, is that you're not overly, and you don't have high conviction, not because you don't think that the niche could do well, but just because your focus is not gaming, and that would be adding a lot to your plate to like go into too much detail and nuance to like fully understand and appreciate that entire niche. Is that fair?
No, I have a good grasp on the gaming niche in terms of I just prefer investing in infrastructure. I don't like investing in individual games.
I think that's fair.
And I'm gonna, I've been exposed to it. I'll probably be exposed to it again.
Yeah, I would much rather play the game than ever invest in the token.
And you definitely should.
I like card games.
So there's so much going for Parallel. I encourage you to follow them on social media and just like look at some of the stuff. I mean, the HyperX Arena. So we've got esports action. Esports is a multi-billion dollar a year industry. I don't care what anybody says. It is like these gamers sell out stadiums for mobile games, for card games, for stuff like this. Off the Grid is in the same kind of genre of like things that have that sort of attention. Parallel is dope. I am so bullish on Parallel as a game, and the team and their openness and their activity on social media and stuff. The token is interesting enough to get me to look at a specific games token, which I would agree with what Evan said. Like, my focus in the gaming world is 100%. It's 98% on infrastructure. But my little bit of bandwidth that would go to an individual games token, this is the most interesting one to me. So I don't own it. I don't know that I would like anytime super soon, but like I might make a small bet on this one.
Just tell us your grade, guy.
It's a grade.
I would give it a good solid B.
Good solid B. He'd give it the B. Excellent.
I'm gonna mark it as a B, but I'm also gonna mark it as a watch list.
Okay, B watch list. Let us know in the chat what you would give this token, Echelon Prime, on base. And also in the chat, we are going to need for you to give us your pick for the night. Everybody's going to give a pick for the night based on what we researched. If we did not address a token, please do yourself a favor and check out the Rise Up After Dark playlist on our YouTube channel, which you can find where you're watching or by heading to the riseupmorningshow.com. Get all our official links there. We've got a whole playlist with tokens like Link, with tokens like Axelar, with tokens like Shiba Inu that people have asked us about that we have reviewed right on this show. And before Will and Alex give their final grades, I do want to tally for you the points, which is that Casey gets 1 extra point because she joined from an airplane for a total of 3. I had a total of 3.
I just want to say that's unfair. That's unfair that Casey gets an extra point, but that's fine.
Listen, Will.
I don't have a plane.
Casey had. You got to. When you get a soundboard, you can start giving the point. I gave up an extra half
hour of snuggling. 12 minutes of snuggling.
I'll give you a point for that. Casey has 3. I had 3. Alex had 4. And before I gave him an additional point, Mr. William Watson. He had 5, so he was the runaway winner with 6 points tonight. Congratulations, Will. You earned bragging rights, and tonight I tell you that the super prize was all the tea in China. So congratulations. I hope you have room for it.
I won all the points tonight.
Rigged.
And as an extra prize, you get to tell us first your pick of the night. So, Will, what's the pick of the night from you, man?
Pump my aerodrome bag. No. I would say it is. God, it would be. I want it to be Navi, but when we looked up and saw the amount of SUI on it is going down, man, it is hard to. Those lights were beautiful.
I love that gift.
It's hard to. It's hard to pick it. I would say still have to go with Navi for me. I would still have to say it, even though I'm not really thrilled about it.
I'm not thrilled about it.
Navi.
A tentative Navi. I would give. I think I would give Cetus my pick tonight. Although I am concerned about the declining volume, I think I would give Cetus my pick.
Yeah, Cetus is number 2.
Cetus is number 2. Whoa, damn it! Said Prime. Alex, what about you? What's number 1? What's your pick of the night?
Prime with a bullet.
Prime with a bullet. Prime with a bullet. Well, I think that was very successful. I want to give everyone a chance to give a final thought. Say thank you again to Casey. Thank you to everybody for tuning in. If you want more content like this, I've already said it, but I'll say it one more time. The best place to get it is. You drum rolling me? What was that? Did you hear that? I was worried. I thought somebody was running in my house. Is the riseupmorningshow.com. Find all our links there. Join the Discord community. It's discord.gg/riseup. And check out all the resources on our TikTok pages, on this YouTube channel. We have tutorials. We have question and answer, lots of conversations, totally for free. We've got classes, recordings, coachings. We've got so many resources you can dive into for people at all levels of experience. It's a growing community. We just hit 1,000 members in the Discord, and we have a newsletter. We get stuff, man.
Hey, you know what? I thought this earlier today when I made my video on Dogecoin.
You did?
I did, and I was like, man, you know what? We crushed that one Rise Up After Dark where we gave Dogecoin an A. We gave Dogecoin an A like 2.5, 3 months ago. We said like, for the culture, Doge is perfect. And now Doge probably going to hit $1 because somehow, some way, it's going to become a part of the U.S. government.
Oh, it's huge.
Coded.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So
I don't know what that means for our society, but probably nothing good. But hey, it'll be fun.
And it means if you hang out with us, you'll have a lot of fun. And we would really just love your feedback, love for you to join the community, and love to see you tomorrow on the Rise Up Morning Show, which is going to be 7 a.m. Central Standard Time on TikTok, on YouTube, on Twitter. And that's my final thought. Is I'm glad to be here with you guys. Congratulations on winning the points tonight, Will. Alex, thank you for the screen share assist. Everybody, thank you for being the best part of the show. Do you guys have a final thought before we ride our dogs and ponies off into truly the sunset, the night?
William?
So I used cocoa butter for my body moisturizer.
Oh my God.
And what I have found in the past 2 weeks is that it sits on the skin as opposed to soaks in the skin, and it really makes the shower curtains like really, really dirty. And it's not moisturizing your skin as much. So Eucerin is the best body moisturizer that I have uncovered recently. Really, really nice. My skin's been really, really moist, and the moisture levels have been high. So Eucerin, you can go on Amazon and get it in like a giant 3-bottle pack all together for pretty cheap. Spreads easily, lasts for a while. Definitely better than cocoa butter. So I was messing up my skin game on that. Just wanted to share that with everybody.
And that's just bullshit.
Oh my God.
You know, I don't bullshit when it comes to.
I know you don't. We need to hook this brother up with a skincare sponsorship.
Skincare and Guinness.
Kimberly asked me. She said, "Has Will ever cosplayed as Professor Plutonium from Powderpuff Girls?"
No, but that would be fantastic.
You would be a killer professor. Yeah.
Oh well, you know me. I do hate to buy costumes.
Yeah, exactly. Alex, what about you? You got a final thought for the night before we ride our dogs off?
After the cocoa butter, I couldn't possibly.
I like how both of you left screen in opposite directions.
It was like a launch pad, man.
And then I was just left here. Yeah, just
it's because
exploded both of you to the sides.
The palpable pause before the like subdued, wind taken out of your sails, just immediate step and segue into cocoa butter review and bearish on cocoa butter. All of those things together were more than I could bear for just a quick moment.
I'm very talented.
So my only final thought in the wake of that is thank you so much to everybody who spent time with us tonight. You guys are the reason we do this and the best part of the show, as always. And I will see you guys in just a few hours, bright and early, for another phenomenal episode.
It's a morning show. Well, with that, everybody, thank you again for hanging out and spending your time with us. See you next time.
Bye now,
everybody.